I'm Ulysses Ashwell, and here I am Valerius Sag. There's a bit of an RP reason for that one. This is my friend Turvis. He is Valeria's cookie friend from the Black Hand. Technically, when I started the RP for that, I ended up spelling Turris, the cook's name wrong, the T4 all that you can get from the Black Hand Pirates. And it just kind of stuck after that, so it's whatever. I wanted to talk about a few things because I got a friend request from somebody that I played with on the Grays Lake server who I had stopped being friends with out of, I didn't really want to lose that friendship and some things that happened on the Grays Lake server. So I dipped. Me, my entire clan, Myth, he dipped as well, a few other people. I wanted to talk about that because on the server that I'm currently on, there is no jousting tournament, so there wasn't a weekly jousting tournament that I could do every Saturday, or any day of the week at this point. I'm just gonna pull out my bow and we're gonna go screw with some things. Hello, Monsieur Soldier. So this is one of the builds that Zogarnet built, which he's one of the people that's in the Staglands clan with me. So basically, some shit went down between me and the other two admins of the Grays Lake server. I started noticing that there were similarities to another server that we had all played on, and they had been on much longer than I had. I started seeing the similarities coming back from the owner of that server, showing up in Kara and Wolf, and oh, there's a baby here! Don't shoot the baby. I'm gonna grab the baby. I'm gonna go put it back in the house. Rebo, love this. Is that a... No, it's just regular stone. Alright. So, the similarities I started seeing in Kara and Wolf were very click-like, and because I know a couple people that I knew from that server still watch my YouTube. They still get notifications for it and stuff, so maybe they can relay it to them because I blocked them on Discord. I don't talk to them at all anymore because of everything that happened. Basically, they banned one of my clanmates for something that he didn't do. And I tried to explain this, but owner was hearing none of it. They had been pretty biased towards things as of around that time, and I started slipping away from, hanging out with them, being around them. I'm gonna go to actually Frostfang, so I'm going the opposite direction where I need to go, and it's very dark. So... with that being said, I need my final breath of another if I'm going to be able to see, because I forgot to turn the admin panel on. So I can't make it day. Where is my fucking final breath? Yeah, where is my final breath? Oh wait, did it get put in the fucking stove when I took out the... Crap! Ah, everything's going to hell! Oh yeah, so... there it is. Like I said, I started noticing the similarities. I tried to ignore them because, I was friends with Wolf and Kara. I liked them. I enjoyed their company and all this different kind of shit. And we got along great. But I started seeing a lot of Allie in both of them, which was the Eden's Gate server owner. And nothing against Allie. I know she had a lot of problems, a lot of, she had a lot of history with the Eden's Gate server she was on. But they had been there for so long. Don't move, dear. Did we get it? I got it. Awesome. I got it in the darkness. Like I said, I started noticing similar things happening. My mom just looked back here like, what the fuck? Who are you talking to? But like I said, I started noticing similarities going on. No, 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 no. I'm just trying to pick up leveling agent, you stupid fuck. I started noticing similarities between what Wolf and Kara were doing and what was happening in Gray's Lake. Or, not in Gray's Lake. And what had happened in Eden, I should say, sorry. Why am I doing it like this? I have a fucking sickle. And I really wasn't okay with that. Like, being a part of the staff on Eden's Gate kind of fucked me up, honestly. And I started noticing when we made Gray's Lake that the admins were not doing their job, which I wasn't admin. I was one of the only ones that was just really doing my job and, you know, handling the Discord, which was my Discord server. I made it for Wolf and stuff originally, so we, you know, have a place to chat as friends and shit. But things happened. Come here. Nope. Fuck. Get him, Turris. Fucking useless bastard. Like I said, I'm gonna end up repeating myself a lot because I keep forgetting what the fuck I'm saying. Okay, no. Just no. Fuck! You know what? Get out of here. When I was on staff over at Eden's Gate, I noticed there were a lot of problems with the inner staff, which was the senior ones. There were 2 senior admins, and then there was the owner. And then they took off all of the other admins. And when I was put as mod leader, Allie talked to me about, if we like your progress, we'll end up making you an admin. I knew right there I was never going to become an admin. I didn't want to be an admin in that server because of the way things were handled. One of the things I found out about Discord was if you have a certain role and you put, you know, a chat tab or something like that for a certain role that only people with that role can go in, if you have admin privileges on Discord, you can give yourself that tag at any point in time and see what's in that Discord chat tab. So I ended up doing it one night for Aphrodite Clan. And, like, this was all basically a long time ago, should be water under the bridge, but I wanted to explain everything. And for that, I have to go back a bit. I scrolled back very far through multiple conversations, all this different shit, and I saw a lot of toxicity. Like, one of our friends, Taylor, had joined the Aphrodite clan at one point in time. And then he dipped out of Conan for a bit because he had some stuff going on at home and he wasn't able to play and all this different shit. So he left the server. Well, he came back and, you know, he created his own server. Well, in the Aphrodite clan chat, I saw later on, after wondering why in the world it was that Taylor hadn't joined back with Aphrodite, that Aphrodite herself, which was Allie, had said, do not invite Taylor back. He left on his own, so he gets to be on his own, and let's just say he's not quote-unquote Aphrodite material. And everybody in her clan basically kissed her ass with it. And that right there told me a lot about what that server was about. And that was the beginning of the end when it came to the Eden's Gate server for me. Because I don't... That's bully shit right there. Like, they tried to snatch up a few different people that had joined the server because I guess they had been nice towards them or something, I don't know. But they would say, let's snatch this person up before anybody else can get to them. I want them on my clan, da-da-da-da-da. And it's just... No, you don't... It's a game. In the end, it's a game. And if you're gonna be that competitive over shit like that, that's just stupid. Because, like, Reba, my friend that I had on Gray's Lake, fucking, she at one point in time joined Eden. And the people that said they were going to help her fucking abandoned her to a 3-skull crocodile when she was level 2. So, you know, it's just not cool. No. I'm explaining why I'm no longer on Gray's Lake. With other things. Because, you know, I had that thing where it was basically weekly, I would have the joust tournament and shit like that, and now for the past couple weeks I haven't had it. I've gotten a couple comments from people. What is in there? Is that banana bread in that fucking... No.
You must ask me.
I know, I just wanted a banana bread. Fuck off. So, like I said, that was the beginning of the end for me over on Eden. I left Eden when Allie sent me a message asking me to tear down my sanctioned build that she had sanctioned herself as an event for the server that I had just gotten finished with, had just finished the mechanics on. You know, I had Wolf and Cars help for that shit, and it was, you know, oh crap. Go away! Why am I standing here? This is stupid. Why am I standing here just letting these fucking things come near me? They look like a mushroom. But I don't know where I'm going, that's the problem. I'm going the right way, I think. So, it was really dumb. I didn't know I could do that. In the end, it was just, okay, I ran into somebody and aggroed them. I don't know who and where. Oh, you're listening to music? I'm sitting here thinking you're fucking singing to the person that you were on the phone with. Are you? Oh yeah, you're still on the phone. That's adorable. So we were in, it was one of the jousting tournaments that it happened on. It was only me, fucking Wolf and Carl. I don't think that one ever actually got recorded. I'm kind of glad it didn't, because I got the message from Allie right as I was about to say, you know, the whole 3, 2, 1 lay on thing that Wolf normally did. But seeing as it was just the 3 of us and it was Wolf and Car going up against each other, I kind of had to do the thing. So, and I was okay with that. I'm going the right way. Is there still somebody following? Well, Taurus will get him. It's fine. So I got the message from Allie. I was like, hold on, let me look at my phone. Allie sent me a message in the mod chat. And she mentioned that I needed to take down my sanctioned build. I literally took my phone. I got so angry and I yelled, fuck you, Allie, and I threw my phone across the room. And both Wolf and Kara were like, what the fuck just happened? And I told them what happened, about how Allie wanted me to take down the sanctioned building, and I went, are you, I even afterwards, after I calmed down, I was like, are you talking about the one that was the placeholder for how I was going to build it? Or the one that we just finished building and got the mechanics done and everything's ready for it to be an event? And she said, both, with a question mark. Right then and there, I was done. Because that had taken us weeks to build that thing. And I was not in a clan with Wolf and Kara at the time, so they could not help me build at that point in time. Is there a notebook around here or something like that? Ah, crap.
You will never return to your den.
Oh god, I forgot that's the fucking... That's one of the dogs in the desert. So... as soon as that was said, Wolf and Kara agreed that they were done with Gray's Lake as well. Or not Gray's, sorry, Eden's Gate. So after the jousting event, we all took the jousting arena down. And I kept getting messages from Allie and JD saying, "Why is Wolf taking the jousting arena down? What's going on?" I was in party chat with both of them at the time. I told Allie and JD, "Don't know, not in a party chat, talk to Wolf." Because that's what he told me to say. He said, you know, they want to know what the hell's going on, tell them talk to Wolf. And they didn't. They kept messaging me saying, "You know what's going on, what the fuck, what's going on?" And I had already taken Allie and JD off my PS4 friends list, so they couldn't have seen it anyway. I need to go up this cliff, don't I? I feel like I need to go up this cliff, but at the same time, I have no idea where I'm going. I normally just admin teleport to this fucking place. Trying to see one of the things that Zogar built. That's the Ravaged Burrows. That's way too far up. So basically, we took down the arena, and I disbanded my clan, all this different shit, which, as much as it sucked, I ended up doing it mostly because none of my clanmates that had joined were ever on. And it could have been for personal reasons, it could have been for, you know, they just couldn't get on because of real life stuff, anything like that. I wasn't really... Hi. Can I help you? Fuck. 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 I am wasting arrows doing this. And I got another. Nope. We're done. Go away. God fucking... Get out of here. Basis of it was, we left Eden's Gate, and we moved on to a server called Skyrim, which... That was an interesting server, and that's where Reba came in, was, you know, came in to play Conan with us, was on Skyrim. And so it was actually a perfect server for her to learn on, because of the way they had the settings. It was more or less an abandoned server. Like, it was still going, but you never really saw anybody on. And so it was just us in the clan that we had all started together. And then I brought Reba in, because she wanted to play Conan with somebody, and didn't really have anybody, and I'm going the wrong fucking way. Holy shit, am I going the wrong way? That way. I'm gonna laugh if Zoe watches this and goes, where the fuck are you going? I'm so lost in the Sumerian woods. Careful when she has a bow.
I know.
Miss playing Brawlhalla, which is another game that I'm thinking of starting to stream and shit, because I got a couple people we can play that with. But, you know, we played on Skyrim for quite a while, and Wolf started mentioning about making his own server, and we were all behind it, we were gonna back it and all this different shit. But, we ended up turning the Discord server that I'd made so everybody can keep in touch into the Grays Lake server in the end, and I'm going up to the Ravaged Burrows again. I don't want to do that. I want to go up this way. Do I want to go up this way? Fuck. Where's the one I need him to help me figure out the goddamn Sumerian woods? This is such bullshit. I told you! So... He ended up checking his finances, found he can, you know, he could get a server and all this different stuff, so he made a server. First few days was hell as we were trying to figure things out. It was actually kind of hilarious. I kept getting one-shot by a tier 1 archer in medium armor with the plating shit on. And I'm sitting there going, something is wrong! So, you know, we got the kinks out of it and shit like that, and we moved on. We opened up the server to the public. Got a few people to come in. Okay, I'm in the right area. 'Cause that's a greater wolf. Stop moving. Damn it! No, fuck you. I missed. Oops. opened up the server to the public, got a few people in there, and that's where Zoe comes from. Is, you know, the Grays Lake server. That's where we met and everything. And, you know, that one's a story for another time. But, you know, I started becoming friends with Zoe. We started an RP together and all this different shit. And then I started noticing that Kara was kind of slipping away. Like, didn't really talk to me much, all this different shit. Get my ass to this fucking door before that mammoth kills me. Turrets, get in here. You're gonna fight the fucking thing, aren't you? Alright, fine. How did that miss? What am I hitting? Okay, I am very confused with the hell happened. What? Yep, okay. Glitch for another time. Don't care. Okay, it's dead. Like I was saying, I started noticing that Kara was slipping away, mostly as a friend, which, you know, I was okay with because, oh god, baby's waking up. Because, you know, we got a few people in, she got along with a couple of them and stuff like that. And I was okay with it because, you know, I had Reba whenever in the world she could get on. And, oh, I guess this is what he meant. You know, I had Reba, I was also... Why are my arrows not working? Do I not have any more arrows? Is that what my problem? No, they tell me no ammo. Ivory arrows. And it's on me now. It's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. So I was perfectly okay with her kind of just slipping by. But then somebody joined the server that was from Eden. And by then I had remade the melee arena, and I was trying to figure out the flag placement and stuff. And we were sitting over there and we were chatting on party chat, and he mentioned about the day that, you know, we all left Edenscape. He didn't say our names, he was saying this person or that person, like he wasn't saying actual names. And it made me think that maybe he didn't realize the people he was talking about were the people he was sitting in party chat with. And I messaged Kara about it. I'm like, I'm finding this kind of funny because of, you know, he's talking about us, and I don't know if he's not realizing that he's talking about us or what. Hi, where the fuck did you come from? I forgot you existed. You know, I found it kind of funny. I did not put that decoration there. Zoe's been messing with my decorations, goddammit. Don't you be messing with my decorations, boy. I'm kidding. I don't give a shit. But, it bugged me a lot that he was in the Grays Lake server. I thought something was up, and I'm pretty sure I was right in what I was thinking. And that was that, you know, he was... Turris, you can stay here. Checking to see if there's anything else. You know, I felt like he was kind of spying for Allie. Which is a weird and odd thing to say. I didn't know the guy very well, but I knew he was in the Aphrodite clan, and he was very close to Allie. So my first question was, why did he leave Eden? If he was, you know, that good of friends with that fucking elevator, come down here. Alright, gross. You know, I was wondering why in the world he left. I didn't ask. I didn't really like Pliny. It just wasn't my cup of tea to play with or, you know, hang out with or anything like that. But, you know, Kara and Wolf had known him for God knows how long, because they were all on Eden together. Okay, he didn't pick up my scattered papers. Good. You can leave my scattered papers alone, goddammit. So, I was kind of on edge with talking to Wymie. And so I started dipping out of the public Grays Lake party chats and shit like that, unless it was a jousting tournament, which, you know, you gotta be there for the jousting tournament, da-da-da-da-da, this way you know when you're up and all this different shit. I was fine with that. But we ended up making the Staglands on Grays Lake. Like, that was where the Staglands first originated at. And that was because of the RP we had going on. I forgot, I still have to decorate this room. Fuck! Still gotta decorate the damn hallway, too. But I didn't like being in the public party chats because they were doing server events like, you know, roleplay server events and stuff like that, which I was fine with. They did a couple from my RP, which is like the Viking funeral that I did for Val's uncle that had died and all this different shit. But the problem with it was they were choosing events that had already happened through RP and people were not there for. And then they were inviting people that weren't there in the RP, you know, the written part of it, and having them join the actual fucking server event. I can understand having a server event for RP that, you know, can involve everybody. But my biggest problem with it is they weren't coming up with their own. The first one that they came up with was the Rabbit Island RP, which is fine. It's this little island that's over near the Sentinels area. It's supposedly just like this little tiny island that mostly just has rabbits or whatever. So we set that up as like a little gathering place for everybody that was on the server to get to know each other through RP. Almost nobody showed up, if I'm being honest. There were a couple people that showed up. Myth showed up. I heard a Discord. 1 second. Got a message from Zoo. Okay, so, he messaged me asking if I was still up. So he may actually end up getting on. Oh god, he added doors, and now I don't know, especially now, do not know where the fuck I'm going. Ooh, am I going the right way? I swear, if he gets on this stream, and he's gonna laugh his ass off. You fucking lost in my maze! But I didn't like the way they were doing the RP things. And another thing that I started noticing was, I feel like I went the wrong way again. A little labyrinth thing that he made. What bugged me about it was oh, this is nice. Oh, that's where he's at. Hey, the bodies are showing up again. Awesome. Okay, so now I know where he's at. That's weird, because Chesh's thing is still not showing up here. Like, her dot isn't. I wonder if dot only shows when you're online now. That's odd. Why is his head in the fire? So, I didn't like the way the RP things were going, and then when they were trying to figure out events and shit, nobody was really wanting to go to any of the events because of the times they were setting it for. They were setting it in Central Time, which I think maybe 4 people out of the entire server were on. I know. And I will leave your dungeon if I can figure out how the fuck to get out. I don't even know how the one I got there in the first place. The events that they were choosing... Hey, I found the exit. Awesome. I don't remember how I got there, but I found the exit. The events that they were choosing were all voice RP events, and I wasn't really into voice RP. I'm not good at it, for one. Because normally when I do something like that, I'm... Yeah, where the hell are my arrows? Okay, I guess I don't actually technically have any arrows to shoot of that anymore. Oh, yeah, that would have told me right there. Fucking... wasn't big on shit like that. There we go. Now it's working again. So I kind of stayed away from those and continued with the RP that I had going in... Hold on. You saw my fucking, my inventory's full of shit. Shut up, it's not junk. I'm not a hoarder. Like I said, I fuck you. I tended to stick to the RP that I had going, because it was a storyline-based RP. And, you know, Zogar Apex Family on YouTube is the one that's been commenting every once in a while. You know, we had this entire timeline lineup that we were gonna do. And, you know, we had just gotten to the part where our characters had gotten married. Shut up, Zoe. We had gotten to that part in the RP, and, you know, they wanted to have it to where we made the wedding as a server-wide event. So we put off doing it RP-wise for weeks, honestly, if I'm being honest. It was weeks of us trying to do filler and shit like that and figure out what the hell we could do to span things out, because rules had been implemented midway through the RPs that people were doing, and shortly after that, nobody but me and Zogar and Kara and her clan were RPing. Like, everybody else just dipped out of it, unless they were doing voiced RP, which that shit is filled with metagaming. And, you know, that was actually a rule that was for the RP. I'm assuming it was just the fucking door closing. I thought someone had gotten on the game and was, like, trying to come up behind me. It's one of the reasons why I kind of dipped away from... Oh, that's right, I can't do any fucking decorating because I don't have a fucking thing. Okay, I'll just go visit the Ice Fortress. But... Stop being a creeper, get on if you're gonna get on, don't be like that. They wanted to make it, a server-wide RP event, is what I was getting at. And so we did, like, 2 weeks worth of filler bullshit, and kept pushing it off, and making it where, like, things basically... That's not what I wanted. Things basically made it impossible for us to get the wedding done, or... Fucking creeper! You know, we put that shit off for literally 2 weeks. And we got tired of it in the end, because we were running out of fucking filler. to do. Like, we were coming up with ideas and then using it as filler, and then it stopped working because either, you know, we finished it or... Oh, wait, no, that's... Never mind. I'm sitting here thinking that you fucking killed the spawn for that Valencia. I'm sitting there going, no! I like where that spawn is. Shit! That's what I get for hitting my vape and not paying attention. We finally said fuck it. And it was around that time that Reba was finally able to get back on the game. And she... No, do not kill the spawns. Asking what had happened to her character. And, like, in the game. And I'm sitting there going, wait, what do you mean what happened to your character? What happened? And she said when she logged in, she spawned in the desert. Naked, except for, you know, her executioner's hood that I gave her. And normally when she logs out of the game, she logs out naked. Which is odd, but, you know, that's what she put for her character. I don't give a shit. So when I found out that she was, you know, that she spawned in the desert, I was like, okay, what the hell? I wonder... Well, no, she didn't technically spawn in the desert. She spawned in the middle of the air, because when Kara and I split from Aruna Bastani, which was the original the original clan that was first on Grey's Lake, it was the Admin's clan, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Oh crap, I forgot, I'm extremely cold. No, wait, I'm in God mode, I'm fine. Logged out in God mode, so I'm still in God mode. You know, it was the original group was Aruna Bastani when we first all started. It was the group that we had on Skyrim and shit like that, so... But, you know, we weren't in the clan anymore. We split up the admins because of the simple fact we didn't want all the admins in one clan, so it would not turn into Eden's Gate, which is what Aphrodite had done. All of her admins were in her clan. And I don't know about you, but that's a bit of a problem. So, you know, we split the clans. Fucking Kara went and joined her friend Jack's clan when he joined, or whatever. Or their RP took off to where the two of them were in a love interest together. And, you know, Zoe and I, we put our clans together, so he had the pick clans, and then I had mine, which, you know, in the RP, I had liberated New Asgarth of the chieftain who was the one that had basically made it to where Valeria was an exiled person. She was born at Stormwatch and was supposed to take over as the chieftain of Stormwatch when she was old enough. And they didn't want her, so they basically had it to where they framed her for her uncle's murder and her paramour boyfriend, whatever the fuck you want to call him's murder as well. And then they exiled her for it. Well, how Zoan... It does kind of look like he's sneezing. He's like, the board looks like it's sneezing. But it's kind of how Zogar and I started our peeing together. Was he had mentioned at one point that he wanted to go and burn New Asgarth to the ground. Well, he didn't get to burn New Asgarth to the ground because I ended up taking over New Asgarth, and he ended up staying with me, and we ended up having it. Originally, it was as a joke between me and Kara because she had gotten with Jack, and she said she would basically wonder what Zoe and Val's kids would look like if they had gotten together. Because she said that Zogar and I were a good match together, at least RP-wise at the time. And I made a joke saying I'd pay to see the love children between those two. And I brought it up to Zogar one day, and the two of us were sitting there chit-chatting about it, and we're like, we can actually do this. So we ended up making it, you know, into the storyline RP that it turned into. And that's basically how Zogar and Valeria had gotten together, was they ended up helping each other with this... You can burn Supermaru if you want, honey. I do not mind that. Burn the set religion to the ground!
Mariah can cast Fireball.
That's if you want to join the fucking Cloud Garden one, because that's where we have the damn thing. Because there's no point in having it on the one that we're currently in a fucking server for. Because that just got blown up.
Well, not when I'm in, so she can't even.
She can learn. Sure she can.
She has a Catan.
Go visit the fucking archivist and learn. But, so, where we fought two people from Zogar's pantheon, because Zogar is supposed to be the son of Jebel Sog, and I'm pretty sure he's spamming in the comments right now saying, "You're saying my fucking character's bullshit wrong." But, you know, it ended up where Zoe and Val got together. And then we ended up doing a time skip, you know, for a couple weeks, because we weren't going to do any NSFW stuff in a gen chat. So it got to the point where, you know, Zoe and Val are together, and some shit went down with Sumerians or some shit like that. You know, we had a bit of filler and shit like that, and then Zogar's character was supposed to have proposed to Val right before he went and beat the shit out of the person that had killed one of my tradeway people. And so, with that being done, we ended up having it to where Val got pregnant. Didn't know about it at first, only found out about it after the whole thing with the Sumerian was over. And he told me a lot of the lore of what technically Val could do as a demigod, because she was supposed to be born of a daughter of Ymir, whose name I could never actually say. It's the fucking Azir blonde chick that spawns in New Asgarth every once in a while. It's the super rare spawn that you can get the Horn of the North from. So, I've been standing here for too long. Oh god, the fucking controller. Oh god, I gotta go all the way over there. Crap. That's fine, she can subscribe to my fucking channel too. Oh. So, from that point of when he proposed, I think I posted, I'm gonna have the wedding at such and such date at least 6 times. I have the entire fucking RP between the two of us. I saved it before the Grays Lake Discord went down. And by went down, I mean I got rid of it. I will explain that here in a minute. But 6 fucking times I had to continually fucking put it off, and we had to continue with filler, and I started getting really pissed off. Holy crap, I forgot that thing was there. Did I bring something? Is that what you guys are fucking staring at? Did I bring a goat or something? What the fuck? Calm down, guys. So, it got to be a load of bullshit. And, you know, I kept saying, here, let's do the server event for this so we can have the wedding and da-da-da-da, and I can write out the wedding, we can figure out what people are going to do, all this different... Nothing. Never. It pissed me off because, you know, this is a time-based storyline RP that we still haven't even finished. We moved it to another server so we could finish it. Like, we moved it to our own where we could sit there and we could fucking play this out the way we wanted it without happening to have to deal with stupid shit like this. And then we moved it to the server that we have for this Conan server, and some shit went down. And now we basically have to backtrack and act like that didn't even fucking happen, which kind of has screwed us both. I mean, I still try and write skits out for the RP, but Zoe's just... no. Like, I don't blame him. I don't know if we'll ever finish it now because of what happened. I can hope that we can finish it eventually. But there's nothing that I can say on it because I can understand where he's coming from on it, honestly. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's just go over here real quick, just stare at this. Um, there it is. I'm like, where the fuck is my fucking kneeling? But going back to Reba, because I actually brought her into the wedding part of the RP, I had her end up being my shield maid of honor instead of Kara, which was originally what I had planned on doing if we were going to have everybody on the server do the fucking server event. Why did I just stand up? I didn't even move my fucking controller. Sit your ass back down. I had her join the RP because, you know, she tried RPing a couple different times, but by then the rules had been implemented and shit like that, and nobody was RPing except for, you know, me and Zoe, and we were all the way up in the Highlands, and poor Reba was all the way down in the jungle by herself. Because Wolf did an RP and shit like that, and fucking Kara was off doing whatever the fuck with Jack and her friend Xavier. So it was just whatever. So she, you know, she deleted her fucking post and she's like, I give up. And I told her, no, don't give up. Get your ass, you know, to the fucking Mountains of the Dead, because that's where the wedding was taking place. And I'll have you fucking join the wedding party. And we realized when she spawned in, she fell from where the old Vistani village was, because Wolf had torn it down and remade it over by the jousting arena. Pretty sure you could see it in the last couple streams I had of the jousting tournament, because it's a giant fucking village and it was laggy as shit and it made jousting very difficult. One of the things that we found out right afterwards was because, you know, she fell from the really high height of where, you know, her little apartment in the village was, and all of her stuff was gone. Wolf basically either donated it to the other clan people that he had in his clan, one of them including Wymie, who, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't like him. I don't trust him. I still think he's technically spying. I will probably think that for the rest of my life. If I cared enough to, you know, continue with that. But, you know, I'm doing this so I get things off my chest. And so I don't have to deal with them anymore. But, Wolf quickly added a lot of people to his group. A couple of them were from Eden. And that bugged me kind of in a way, because I started seeing that clique that I mentioned at the beginning starting to form when Wymie joined Aruna Vistani. And I didn't like where things were going right then and there. I tried to ignore it because I considered Wolf and Kara my friends. I'd gotten to know them over a few months, and, you know, I knew about their real lives, all this different shit. You know, I knew about their kids. They knew about my kid. They knew about my life. All this different shit. So, you know, I considered them an actual friend. And then I realized that when Reba spawned in and fell from where the village originally was, her cat tried to attack her. Her cat was at the bottom of the ridge. Just get that out there right now. Her cat that she had in that clan was at the bottom of the ridge, and nobody had broken bonds with it or anything like that, because that was technically an Aruna Vistani clan cat. It was a greater panther with the Pictish fucking totemic bullshit. The same was with her horse, Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter was moved to Vistani Ranch, which was in the savannah, which immediately bugged me, because it was not their horse. It was tied to Reba. So when Reba respawned in the desert, she could not figure out why, well, first off, why her cat attacked her. And then she looked in the followers list, and she didn't have any followers anymore. So she came and messaged me saying, hey, what the hell happened, all this, you know, this shit. I hadn't had a chance to tell her before then that I had switched clans and joined up with Zoe. So I quickly told her, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to find out because, we did the whole splitting of the fucking admins thing into 3 different clans. And I taught her how to check her followers list and shit like that, or not followers list, her clan list to see, where she was in the clan. Well, turns out, because she was inactive, even though I told Wolf multiple times the reason why she was inactive, he kicked her. And I could understand if he sent her a message saying, hey, are you going to be active on the server? Because if not, I'm going to, pop you out of Aruna Vistani and you can join back, when you have time to come back in. He didn't do any of that, though. That was my biggest problem. He did not message a clan member that he was kicking for inactivity. He did the same thing to her stepmom, who I had joined the server in the first place. Granted, Shaq, everybody knows Shaq on my channel. There's no way you can't know Shaq. I play fucking Monster Hunter with him. But he didn't message either one of them. And that made me very angry. Because he'd messaged me multiple times asking if Reba was still active on the server, like when she was coming back and shit like this. And I said, I don't exactly know, because of the simple fact that she's got a lot of problems going on in her real life right now. She's got her job that she's got to deal with. She's trying to move out. And a couple of the things that, don't need to be said. Just basic IRL problems. And Wolf was like, okay, just let me know if you hear from her or anything like that. Well, I hadn't heard from her. Because, I messaged her a couple times, and it's fine that she didn't, message back. It's perfectly understandable because she had so much shit going on. Well, little did I know, Wolf just fucking kicked her when I left the clan and made the stack lands. And it pissed me off that, there was no communication going on between that. So I went and got her ass from the fucking desert. I gave her fucking clothes again. And I had her join the stack lands, because I wasn't going to have that shit happen. And then I went and I messaged Wolf and I messaged Kara about it first. I was like, what the fuck happened here? And she's like, don't know, just talk to Wolf. And I'm sitting there going, no, you were still in the clan when this happened. You hadn't left to join the Black Hills Company, the Cabal, whatever the fuck in the end they called themselves the Cabal Mafia or some stupid shit like that. I told her flat out, you were in the fucking clan when this happened. I know you were because you hadn't left yet. I was the first one to split off and leave. You said you were going to do it after the joust. I did it after the joust as well. But she spent another day being in Aruna Vistani before she took off. So, I wanted answers of why this had happened. A simple little answer would have told me everything, and I would have probably been okay. I would have been a little pissed still that he hadn't fucking messaged her, but everything would have been fine. I would have understood it. I could have freaking brought Reba in. But I'm getting loud. I'm angry at this over this still. It really, really fucking bugged me. So I brought Reba into the stack, and I got her to meet Zogar. Those two hit it off pretty fine. They like each other. They're friends. That's all I can say. I don't really know how he feels about Reba either way, or I know how Reba feels about him. She likes him. She thinks he's great. He's an awesome friend. But once Kara joined the Cabal, Black Hills Company, Mafia, whatever the fuck that giant ball bullshit is. Cheshire. Reba is Cheshire. He's like, who the fuck is Reba? I forgot, you only know her as Cheshire. Sorry, I know her as Reba. I've always just called her Reba. It's just, fuck it. But I went to one of the RP server events that was going on, Actually, technically I went to 2. One of them I sat invisible and listened in the party chat because I didn't realize I was still in the party chat, but I was muted. So I sat there and I listened. And they were trying too hard. It was very bad. It was absolutely just chaos. And it didn't help that other random people were joining the public party chat that they had going on for it. And we're talking about other shit while they were trying to keep in character. So they kept having to pause their characters so they could explain to whoever in the world joined. God damn it. You know, it just became a giant shit show. And I was running around, because they originally did the first one in the Unnamed City. So I ran around in admin mode, flying around, following them, and invisible. So, because, you know, I had the baby at the time, so things were kind of loud on my end. So I kind of kept quiet, I left myself on mute, and I just listened. And... oh, God. It was bad enough to where I don't even know how to explain it properly. Honestly. I really don't. There's nothing I could say that would be able to explain how bad that ended up being properly. Besides being a shit show. There was also a crap ton of metagaming from one of Kara's clan members. I don't want to say names or anything like that. There was another person I didn't really... I don't want to say didn't like... No, I'll say I didn't like him. I really didn't like him. But... there was a lot of metagaming going on from him. Which is hilarious, because he was one of the people that bitched about metagaming in RP. Somebody knows who I'm talking about. My major problem with it was the metagaming for the most part. And then there was the trying too hard. If you're gonna play a character, just be yourself. At least in voice RP. That's my only problem. Hi, Rhino! Yeah, no, I'm just realizing, because he said it's Rhino, and I'm sitting here going, who the hell is Christopher? There's somebody that joined my fucking... I didn't know it was Rhino. I added him back as a friend on PS4. So at least now Rhino knows what's going on, seeing as I've been sitting here rambling the entire time. I apologize. I'm sorry. I suck at doing this shit. The next one that happened was the Sunken City. I kept myself muted for that one, but I joined it and shit like that. And again, there was so much metagaming. It was ridiculous. And the thing that bugged me was they had archers go first. Like, there were... God damn it, babe. They had 2 people in that party that were supposed to play as archers and shit like that. And archers are not supposed to be on the front lines. They are supposed to be in the back. They are support. For the people that, you know, have the swords, have the axes, have the mace, go in, running, screaming, beating the shit out of people. But Savior, for the most part, was calling the shots of that one, and he said, let the archers go first every single time. And I'm sitting there going, I'm trying not to turn on my mic and say, Savior, that's not how that works. I left it alone. And I was talking to Zoe in DMs for the most part, and we're sitting there talking about it, and I'm telling him how much this is just yet another shit show, because there's metagaming, and then there's, you know, what was going on there, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I could ever do this again. In fact, I think I told Zoe, if I ever say that I'm going to do this again, slap me. because the first time it was hilarious as I'm sitting there invisible running around watching them and listening to this shit. I was sitting there laughing my ass off. The second time where I was actually a part of it, it was bad. It was really bad. Like, I don't want to be a bitch, but it was really bad. So as soon as it was over, I left the public party chat and I got into a private party chat with Zoe. We went off and we did whatever we were gonna do. And then the shit that basically went down was Zoe got banned for, like I said in the beginning, something he didn't do. And I tried explaining that that wasn't what happened, but Wolf wasn't gonna have any of it. And he wasn't going to listen. And that right there told me that he'd been spending too much time either with the people that had joined from Eden, or, you know, he was starting to get ally tendencies more to the forefront. And I'd already seen it a lot with Kara, and I tried to ignore it because of the simple fact I was Kara's friend. I did like her, you know, I'd spent a lot of time with her. But one of the things that was going on in the background was the admins were not communicating with each other. And by that I mean all three were not communicating with each other. I tried communicating with both of them and got nothing back for long periods of time. I can understand real life stuff getting in the way or something like that. You're not online. The thing is the two of them were always online in that regard, but I never got messages back. So I felt like I was being ignored as an admin as I'm trying to tell them things that are going on in the server and things that need to be fixed or this or that. And then another event or something like that popped up. Somebody, I think it was Jack who made the event, or thought of the event or something. And it immediately got passed through without talking to all three admins. Now, Jack was a mod, so I can't really say all the admins and the mods, because, you know, Jack was the only mod that was there. And so I brought it up to Kara in DMs. I told her, hey, some of this shit's going down and I have no idea what's going on because I'm on baby duty during the day. I don't really have a lot of time to, you know, hop into a public party chat or whatever party chat on PS4 because of the simple fact that I can't even have a controller in my hand when I have my kid in my arms because he will literally run poor Valeria into a wall or into a lion, depending on where I'm at. So, you know, I had to compromise. I could only fucking, oh god, what happened? Ah! Why am I not moving? Oh, my game froze. Well, I guess this is just a screensaver now. My game has completely frozen on me. Great. Yeah. I can't even get into the fucking, the startup menu. That's awesome. Alright then. Oh, shit. I was gonna move scenery so you guys didn't have to sit here staring at a fucking memorial for Zokar's character when he fucking dies. But I guess that's not gonna happen now. But, it bugged me because I'm sitting there, I'm doing the Discord stuff, I'm doing the admin stuff on the server, and I'm not having... Oh, it moved! I can move. Awesome. Okay, it unfroze. What the fuck? Oh. Wait, is it 12? It's only 11:30. What the fuck? Okay, well, that happened. Let me see if I can't get my ass back in here. So I don't have to stare at the loading screen the entire time. So, I messaged Cara and I told her, hey, you know, I'm feeling kind of left out as an admin here. You guys are talking about things in, like, public party chat, and it's only getting mentioned last minute before it's going to happen in the actual admin chat. And I honestly don't think that's right. I think what we need to do because people are making suggestions for the server or, for ideas and shit like that, and none of it's getting talked about, and what is getting talked about is getting drowned out by other things in the actual staff chat. The staff chat section that we had. And I suggested, doing a staff meeting. Well, they agreed to the idea of a staff meeting, and then they asked for times where everybody could all meet up together for the staff meeting. And I said, the only real time that I have to be able to do a general staff meeting where I'm not going to be interrupted or anything like that is somewhere around like 6, 7 in the evening for me. And they said, okay, and then made it for 4 p.m. my time. I was like, that's okay, whatever. At that point, I realized it didn't matter. It honestly didn't. And I was like, alright, whatever. I'm just gonna get this staff meeting done. Because I was in private party chat with Zogar at the time, and I'm sitting there going, I got the staff meeting I gotta do and shit like that, and I'll be right back. So I go into the private staff chat that we had for the meeting, and the problem is I was dealing with an IRL problem at the same time. I was trying to get a hold of the WIC bullshit that I had to get done. Because I had an appointment that day, and I warned them that I had an appointment for that day, and I didn't know if I was going to be late or not. Well, they called not 5 minutes before the staff meeting was supposed to start. So I told them, hey, I'm going to be late. WIC just called me. I got to get this shit done, and it was taking forever. It was just that's other stuff, honestly. But by the time I got into the staff meeting, they had already apparently talked about everything and voted on everything, and I was once again left out of talking about it until I flat out said something like, hey, I wasn't here for any of this. You guys need to talk to me about this, because I may have differing opinions or ideas and shit like that. And so Wolf gave me the gist of what was happening and told me that most of the ideas that had been pitched that I had, flat out told Kara, hey, these need to get actually talked about and shit, they got shut down. Like, almost immediately. Like, we were planning on... There was a suggestion to section off certain parts of the map for certain kingdoms, fiefdoms, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And... which was what they had originally wanted to do. Like, when they started the server, that was one of the things that was mentioned that they wanted to do. And it was one of the things Jack had suggested, but then all of a sudden Jack was like, no, I don't don't want to deal with that or whatever. I don't know what went on between that part, because I wasn't there, and that was the problem. Nobody told me all of what had been discussed, like, in detail of what had been discussed. They just told me, nah, we voted no on this, and that, and we voted yes on this. And I was sitting there going, that's not how this works. No. You guys need to tell me what was discussed and all this different shit. And they said, well, we're taking notes. We'll just post the notes in the staff notes or whatever. Can you make a channel for that? That's the other thing that bugged me, is I know those two know how to work a Discord, but they had me do everything for the Discord. Everything. Making the rules, making the channels, and then deleting the channels, and all this different stuff. When we had too many channels, according to Kara, and I'm sitting there going, okay, well, why can't you guys do any of this when I'm really busy and can't get to even my phone at this point? Because I would either have the kid or something like that, and I would... Again, the only word I really have for this is shit show. And I can't really say anything else on it, because it was a ginormous shit show. Exactly. with admin power comes admin responsibilities, and the problem was that Wolf and Kara didn't, like, just like on fucking Eden, they didn't want to be admins. And Rhino, are you still in the server, the Grays Lake server, or did you leave? Because when I took down the Discord, I gave no warning that I was taking down the Discord. I just took it down. Because I wasn't going to have them having, you know, rules that were not going to be implemented correctly or anything like that that had been, you know, thought up by Myth, Brain, whatever the world you know him by. I don't know what you know him by technically. Probably Myth, because you know him on Eden as Myth. But like, it was my basic last act of I'm just not going to deal with this shit anymore. I took down my server that I had set up for them for their Discord, for the Grays Lake server. And honestly, I didn't even feel bad about it. I was so pissed. Because the thing that threw me over the edge, and you can see it in, I think it's the last jousting tournament that I had streamed, was I was very quiet. I was muted throughout that last one. The entire time. And you can see them making jokes about what happened with Zogar. You can see them talking about shit like that. And one of the things that really pissed me off was Savior was healing between passes. Yeah, no. I told you they'd say something. That's not what happened. Wolf did an hour's worth of research on a weapon that can glitch drop. And he said that fucking Zoe was admin hacking and banned him for it. When I told him I did 6.5 hours of deep diving research to figure out when and where the last time it was an actual glitch drop, because he spent 14 days in the Sunken City. I didn't see him like on the game except for being down there. I didn't hear him in roleplay. I did nothing, not a goddamn thing. And what pissed me off is they were making fun of Zogar like it was a big old joke, and then they started making fun of me, like when I ended up dying in part of the joust or whatever. And like I didn't set a bedroll down, so I would have to fucking admin teleport from my place in the Highlands all the way back to the jousting arena. And in between the loading screens, all I hear is them talking about how they're just gonna kill my horse to get it out of the lane so they can continue the joust and shit. And like I said, I was muted through most of it, and I didn't say anything, but I was like, this... what the hell happened to these guys? They weren't like this before. Unless they were and they just hit it really well or something. I'd like to believe that they weren't. And that just being around people that they knew from Eden started bringing out old Eden tendencies or something. I don't know. All I know is that I was done with it after that. I wasn't gonna be around that kind of shit. It was honestly really upsetting. Like, I can't even remember if I actually really cried or not after it. No, never mind. I remember now. I got really fucking depressed the next day after everything happened. I got so depressed, I had an actual fucking breakdown. Because I considered those guys my friends, and they ended up doing with what happened. And I realized, honestly, that they weren't who I thought they were. Oh, well, In that case, if you ever want to play Ark, I'm here to play Ark. I have Ark. I have to download the update, but I play Ark. I still do. I got it back from my PS4, and I have it on PC too. If you have it on PC, but like, I was severely like, I didn't know how close you were to Kara and Wolf in the long run, and I didn't want to split you between, you know, two friendships or whatever if they had a problem with me. Nice. Wait, a blood wyvern? What the fuck is a blood wyvern? Is that a Genesis thing? I feel like that's a Genesis thing. But like I took you off Discord. I don't think I blocked you on Discord. I think I just took you off as a friend on Discord. I'll have to double check that one. But I took everybody that... Oh, Crystal Isle. Yeah, see, that's the new fucking map update. I have no idea anything about that one yet. But I blocked Wolf and Kara after I deleted the Grays Lake server Discord. Because I wasn't going to have them asking questions or anything like that. I didn't want to deal with any of it. I was just completely nipping that one in the bud. Between the not talking about things, the not taking admin responsibility seriously and only leaving it on one person, the wanting it to be an RP server but not having the proper rules set in or setting up of a story, because originally Wolf wanted it to be a whole thing of, you know, this is Gray's Lake, this is the thing of Gray's Lake and all this different shit. Like, it was supposed to have a story behind it, and then he backed out on it. And I'm like, okay. And like, every plan that he had set up, just, he dipped out on. And didn't really tell anybody about it until we started asking questions. And then Kara just started getting behind it, saying, you know, this is just what we're gonna do. And I'm sitting there going, okay, that's fine, but there's no communication here. And that's one of the things that was like a nail in the coffin for me, was there was no communication at all. Period. There was only last minute things being told the, you know, the admin or moderator or whatever in the world you want to call what I was and a couple other people. Thank you! Like I was saying, with the fucking voice RP, dude, I'm sitting, oh god, it's so bad! Like, she got pissed at me for doing a time skip with Zogar at one point in time in RRP, and then did a time skip with Jack and Savior later on. And I'm like, didn't you pitch at me for that shit? Because that means people have to catch up now? And her whole reasoning was because it was only the 5 of us that were doing any RPs. And I'm sitting there going, well, then you shouldn't have a problem with what I'm doing anymore. Because you're really not playing a part in it. Like, I tried to get you to play a part in it. We had this whole segment where fucking Kara went to the fucking Highlands over to New Asgarth where I was, and fucking, you know, came to visit me and all this different shit, and we talked about things, and she struggled in that RP between the two of us. And I'm sitting there going, are you okay? Oh god, there's a rot branch there. Oh god. Run! I didn't know that was there! Oh. Yeah, that was the other thing that bugged me. Kara kept forcing ERPs with Zogar, saying, and this is word for word, this will not affect the RP between you and Val in Grays Lake. Again, it's like she kept punching this thing into the ground. And Zoe's not a big ERP person. But she kept pushing. Like, at one point, when Zoe and I first had our RP encounter, for the most part, back in the jungle, Um, it was Kara had mentioned that Zogar had wanted a kind of Conan version of a naughty nurse ERP roleplay, and she asked me to come help, and I went, wait, what? Is this a private thing, or is this an actual general thing? And she went, it's going to be in the jungle chat. He's supposed to be wounded, and I'm supposed to be helping. And I was there going, okay, so you want me to what? Bring my potions or something like that? Because Val's supposed to be a potions master, and they are. Hi, Tarzan. Jesus Christ, that was weird. But I was severely confused as to why. Because, you know, I talked to Zogar about it later, and he's like, I didn't want a naughty nurse ERP kind of thing. No, I'm not even into ERP like that. And, you know, that's technically how I first found out about it. That he wasn't into it. And then later on, after I had started spending more and more time with Zogar and slipping away from spending time with Kara, because she was spending time with Jack and Savior, and I just cannot get along with Savior. I don't like the way he speaks. I don't like his vulgarity. Like, I cussed like a goddamn fucking sailor, and you'd think I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I also have limits. There is that too. I don't know if anybody can hear that. Basically, he used curse words in a very derogatory form, and I can only take so much of that. I don't know if it was probably because of the way I was raised, but at the same time, like I said, I can cuss like a goddamn sailor with every other word being the word fuck, and not have a problem. But Savior grated on my nerves. I don't think that was a female one. That's the problem with that last comment. Good to know. Because what bugged me about it mostly was the fact that she kept punching a home. It will not affect the RP in Grayslake between you and Val. And I started thinking, I feel like this is very much so going to affect the RP between me and Zogar. So why do you keep saying it? Like, I never personally brought it up to her. Because, you know, it's supposed to be a DM's thing. I'm not going to bring up mostly something that happened between another person and, you know, whoever in the DMs. That's their thing. It's whatever. If they tell me about it, it's fine. Like, Zoe was the one that just told me to fucking tell you about it. And I'm just sitting there going, are you jealous or something that I'm spending time with somebody else instead of you? Oh yeah, she even referenced Jack's character dying in the DMs, and what was it? Her character was supposed to have gotten pregnant and gotten the mark of the beast like Val was supposed to have done or something like that. It was all like, she wanted shit in the DMs to happen like what had happened between me and Zogar on Grayslake, and I'm sitting here going, I don't understand why. I mean, you've got Jack that you've been more than likely ERPing with in the DMs. I never asked. But with the way that, you know, they had their characters going, you know, there was something sultry or whatever you want to call it going on in the background that wasn't mentioned in the actual gen chat and shit like that. So it's just, I didn't understand why she kept going after Zoe as hard as she did. She said she didn't have an interest in him and that I could take him if I wanted. And I went, okay, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I do like RPing with him. It's been fun. It kind of solidified shit of how I started acting around Kara. Because I felt as if she was trying to hide it. Like, I don't know why, but I felt as if, seriously, she was trying to hide it. I don't actually know if her and Shadow are still together, because at one point in time, she messaged Zoe about something that was going on between the two of them. Like, I guess he had gone up to visit family and hadn't come home yet, and she was having a midlife crisis about it. But when I went and asked her if everything was okay and if she needed to talk, she shut down on me. And that right there bugged me too, because she had opened up to me about stuff like that before, but all of a sudden, she shut down on me the way she did. And it was kind of weird, because most of the friends that I have, if they get upset about something and need to vent to somebody, they end up coming to me. Why, I have no idea. I mean, I can be a good listener to somebody that needs to talk and shit like that. I'm perfectly fine doing that kind of thing, and it doesn't bug me. But it was weird for Kara to just suddenly shut down the way she did when she had talked to me about things between her and Shadow before. Now, granted, I knew what was going on, because Zogar had mentioned, well, Kara's having a rough day, and I asked what was going on. He gave me, a summarized gist of what was going on, in case, she wanted to talk. No, I don't sugarcoat crap. I warned the person that we play with on this server that I am an incredibly blunt person in the end. I try to be nice where I can, but in the end, I don't sugarcoat things. I had things sugarcoated to me for most of my life, and I hated it. I hate that shit. But it bugged me. I didn't understand why she hid something like that for me. Granted, I could understand she didn't want to talk about it, but she wouldn't talk to somebody she barely fucking knew about it. When I'd known Kara for a few months there, and she talked to me about things like that before. There was a little wolf there. Come here. Get distracted, sorry. Come fucking here. Come here! There we go. Wolf in the pocket. It kind of sucked feeling left out like that. And I didn't know if it was because the two of us were slipping away from each other for the most part, or if it was just because she didn't want to talk. But I was like, okay, if she doesn't want to talk about it, then she doesn't want to talk about it. But it kept leaving this weird feeling. And then I'm not dealing with listening to that shit. It just left this really weird feeling that I didn't really understand. I know it wasn't like a betrayal feeling. The only thing that I really felt betrayed about was the simple fact that she kept saying, this won't affect you and Val and Grayslake and shit like that. I just want this here, now. Do it to me. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, he's not into that kind of thing, though. And one of the things I found funny was I had asked her at one point in DMs how to initiate an ERP with somebody you knew. Just out of curiosity to see what she would say. And then she started pushing harder with Yuzo for the ERP. After mentioning to me, she's like, you're talking about Zogar, right? And I was like, I didn't say anything like that, but okay. And then she started pushing harder, and I'm going, okay, that tells me a lot right there. And so I started stepping away. And then we had that staff meeting, and I was told basically everything that had been suggested by not only Zogar, but other people on the server was being shut down because Wolf didn't want to deal with it. But they were making fucking events that, the event times were a problem, and the actual events themselves were not laid out correctly. The only thing on that server that was laid out correctly, and even then it wasn't really correct, at least historically accurate, was the jousting. which I can understand can't be completely historically accurate in a game. It's whatever. But when somebody's healing during passes, when it says in the rules, you cannot heal during passes, and you let it go, that is kind of upsetting. Like, the week before, I think it was the week before the last joust that I did, Rune was able to meet up for the joust because they set it to a later time so she would be able to be home and be able to turn her PS4 on and be able to try it. And it was one of the things that was mentioned was the times that they have it set for. A lot of people, like on my side of the country, which is the Pacific time, you know, it's really early for us. It's not in the evening, it's during the middle of the day. And, you know, some people have to work, some other people, like myself, have a child that we'll deal with during the day and don't have people that can watch said child because, you know, at the time, Myth was, you know, he was sleeping during the day because he would take the night shift. And so, I forgot why I guess I was there. I was like, who the fuck are you? What is with... Oh, okay, it's just fucking glare on your face. But, you know, they moved it back slightly so she could join, and I went up against her first. I almost killed her outright, and then we both had problems trying to get our horses in the right position, so, you know, she got most of her health back. I hit her again, almost kill her again, go in for the third fucking pass, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's got full fucking health. That, like, Myth was the one that noticed it first off. He's like, she was almost dead. And we didn't take that long to realign our horses, so she couldn't have actually gotten full health that fast. Even being, like, a full vitality build, it still takes time. And not as much time as she ended up having before we went off and did the next one. So, at one point when we were waiting and waiting and waiting, because Rune dipped out to go do some IRL stuff real quick, and we had to keep putting off her other match that she had. When we finally got to it, I stood at one end of the lane where she was. I went in first person, I popped out of it, so I was locked onto her horse, and I watched her health bar. You can see it in the stream. I think it's at like an hour and 6 minutes in. That's when her second match was. God damn it. Her second match happened, and I watched her take a chunk out of her health. And then immediately I saw the two fucking healing icons of her eating either aloe soup or eating a potion, or eating food and then drinking a potion. So she was healing in between passes. And I brought this up to Wolf, and so did Myth. And he asked the question on, I think, in the chat, but he didn't have it set to where he was heard in the party for the stream. So it was, I think it was me and Kara and possibly Savior that were the only ones that were heard on that stream. And there was no reprimand that came of it. There was no telling her, oh, hey, by the way, you don't heal during passes. Here, let's redo these matches because of this, you know, happening or whatever. Which is what he had done in the past for people who were new to it that, you know, hadn't fucking, you know, jousted before or had forgotten a part of the rules or something like that. So that kind of bugged me. And then my last joust, the one I was... Why did I lose fucking connection again? Oh, never mind. It's 12 o'clock, so that's reset time. But the last joust was a big problem. Not only was there the making Zogar into a joke, a big old giant joke, the mentioning of they were just going to kill my horse to get it out of the lane so they can continue the joust. Every person I'm pretty sure every person I went up against was healing during passes. And nothing was said. I brought it up in the staff chat as well. I'm like, hey, there are people healing during their passes. This needs to be brought up. Nothing was said on it. And then, to solidify what I had a suspicion of, Savior flat out said in the middle of going against me that his meaty mashup or whatever that he had for his healing bullshit for, healing supposedly after passes worked so well and got you so much health so quickly. And I went, like, you can't hear me because I was muted throughout all of it. And I'm sitting there and I'm messaging back and forth with Zogar. And...
Oh, it's on that stream too, I think.
No, because I looked back on it and nobody had their shit fucking turned on so they could be heard during a stream. Well, no, a couple people did, but I don't remember if Savior had his on or not. I know Wolf and Silas had theirs on, and Kara had hers. I'm not sure about Jack. But, like, he basically flat out admits he's healing during passes. Because I looked at his health bar, I could still see it, and it's got the fucking health icons. And I know Wolf can see it because he's sitting there and he's locked onto his character. He'd, like, turned and shit like that and stared at his fucking character. So you know flat out that he knows that he's healing between passes and says nothing. He just starts laughing. At that point, I was done. I was like, okay, so you're basically going to let people go against the rules of what you've had this entire time. This is the rules that you've had set up since Eden when you first created this damn event. You're just going to let it go. And that was it for me. The joust was over. I didn't even bother the garden village that we had made. Granted, everything was on foundation to fucking tear down, except for the torches that Zogar had placed everywhere. Which Kara had mentioned that I have to put those on foundations. I never got around to doing it. Why isn't that showing up? It should have shown up by now. There it is. Okay. But, fucking... Oh, it made me so angry that it was just let go. And that's when I noticed the clique had fully formed, because Wymie's sitting there laughing his ass off about it the entire time. And still making jokes about Zogar, even though everybody else has moved on. And fucking one other person was too. I can't remember who. There are two other people that were in a rune of Astani. I don't remember their fucking names. They weren't from Eden, but they were in that weird click mechanic bullshit going on. And I was like, I'm just not going to. Like, there were a couple times where the first couple times I accidentally smashed into, I think it was fucking Jack or something like that. Because I was going to turn and fucking, Jack was right in the fucking way, and I ended up slamming into him. And he made a joke of how I was trying to kill him. And I was like, not trying to kill you, but okay. I will freely admit the one or two times I hit Kara with my horse when she was standing at the back of the lane, that was on purpose. That was because I let my anger get the best of me. This is also true. But it's one of the reasons why you can see me in the stream. Basically, I would go up the stairs on my horse. I never got off my horse unless I was asked to stand at the end of the lane for something. And one of one of the things that pissed me off was when I was asked personally to go stand at the end of one of the lanes to watch one of the people to watch their health bar, which I don't get what the point of that was, seeing as they were letting him heal anyway. Fucking, I had locked on to the person. I can't remember who the fuck it was. I think it was somebody going up against Jack. I went to lock onto the person. I did the whole first person, popping out. You're locked on the person who's on the horse. And fucking lost my train of thought for a second. Fucking Savior pops up next to me, and the targeting system targets on him right as fucking Wolf, gave the whole lay on signal to fucking go and start the joust. And I'm sitting there trying to get locked off of fucking Savior, but every time I try to relock on the person, it relocks on Savior. And I'm sitting there going, why the fuck are you standing there? You know the targeting system, you know what's gonna happen. Why are you standing there? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why? I don't get it. I still don't get it. I don't know why in the world, out of nowhere, he just decided he was gonna stand next to me when I was the one that was asked to do it. And I unmuted myself and said, yeah, sure, I'll go do it. I'm right here. I'm at the end of the lane. Go ahead and go. Do what you gotta do. Why were you there? It fucked the entire thing up. And I was trying to have video evidence as it was of people healing during the fucking passes, and he pops up next to me and screws it over. So that right there told me that either something was going on in the background that, wasn't being said in the actual party chat, or Savior was just being an ass. Both of which could be true. And so after the joust, I think I got 4th place. Because for some reason, I was running a full strength build. I was so pissed I planned on killing people. I didn't care if I won or not. And then I think there were a couple times where I only made it 2 passes and I killed my opponents. And then all of a sudden, I'm hitting people, but they're not taking damage. And I realized it was a lag issue. And I've mentioned to Wolf before, dude, if you're going to build something this big, do an outline. I told him, do an outline in foundations, or better yet, fence foundations, and then use ceilings and pillars where is needed. Because one of the things that is a problem with the bigger Vistani village on the fucking Grayslake server was he made the house completely out of pillars and ceilings. Like, I'm not even joking here. He had a backwater entrance, and the entire thing is filled with fucking pillars. And pillars tend to lag twice as much as foundations. Every ceiling piece had a pillar under it.
Yeah, under
Yeah. That was excessive. Overly excessive. But he won't fucking listen to that. That's the problem. We've told him time and time again, use either fence foundations or outline it in foundations, and then just use ceilings and pillars where you got to. But no, he used foundations for everything. The entire fucking merchant section was done out of pure foundations, which created a lot of fucking lag, and made it really hard to fucking joust at that arena because he put his entire giant village next to the arena. Which the arena itself was all made out of foundation as well. So it's like a complete and utter fucking lag fest over there. And it was even mentioned a couple of fucking jousts ago that, people were lagging. Like, Savior was one of the ones that was saying he was lagging super hardcore, and he mentioned it was because of all the foundations that was from the village and shit. And nothing was said against it. I mean, I think Wolf said, "Oh, I'll take a look at it," or something like that, and then nothing was done. But when I noticed people weren't taking damage and all of a sudden I'm just getting killed flat out, almost first hit, I was like, okay, something's going on. Something is going on. Either they're running full strength builds like I am, which I don't think Jack was because he was originally running an encumbrance build when we first started that tourney, and Kara had to go get him a potion so he could fix himself. And I don't know, the same thing happened with Savior's Gladiator Arena. Now that was a giant sack of shit. Granted, I understand the mechanics of that thing had not been fully set out properly. It had not been tested the way I had with the mounted melee arena that I made. I spent like a week just testing mechanics with Kara and Wolf and anybody else that was on Eden that wanted to fucking do it, because there were a lot of people on Eden that wanted to do it. They thought it was going to be a great fucking idea. And then fucking Allie told me to tear it down. And I was like, nope, I'm done. And one of the things that really bugged me also was in the Discord, I forgot that there are things in here. What is in here again? Is that a greater bore? That is a greater bore, okay. I advertised the shit out of the melee arena because Kara and Wolf said they couldn't wait for it to be done, and this way they could fucking run it like we had wanted to on Eden. And then I get it done, I go to advertise it for that Monday or something like that, and nobody signed up. Like, nobody but me advertised it either. And the next day after it had happened, I was like, okay, well, probably somebody, like, they couldn't fucking, can I help you? You're a problem. Go away. I was like, okay, maybe people couldn't make it at the time, because I had said at the same time that the joust was going to happen on Saturdays, because that was the only thing I could think of at the time. You know, I didn't really have a set time. Holy crap, I just killed the shit out of that. How many whacks? Alright then. But you know, I set it up like it was for the joust, and I even mentioned in the server, I'm like, you know, this time can be adjusted. Hey! Well, those will go to Toomba. I mentioned that, you know, this time can be adjusted depending on, you know, who can make it to the event, who can't, and we'll figure it out, because this is the first time this event is going to go on. Nobody signed up. And it was like that for a while, too, with the jousting. Nobody had time to fucking sign up or anything, so... You know, I can understand that part of it, but after about 3 weeks of nobody signing up, and I'm advertising the shit out of it, but people are going to the joust and any other thing that was going on. It didn't matter if it was PvP or not. I felt like, because I noticed if a couple of the admins, like if Wolf or Kara signed up for something, nothing happened for a few days of people signing up. But like when the Gladiator Arena happened, I noticed like Wolf and Kara had signed up, and I mentioned, because I had tested the damn thing with Kara for fun at one point in time when it was just her and I running around, because I think Zoe was off at work. And I beat the shit out of her with the Adventurer's Blade, and she had Yogg's Touch on her. So you'd think she would have beaten the absolute hell out of me. Nope. I killed her within a couple hits. And I wasn't even running a full strength build, I was running a balanced build. I know.
Also, archers have to hyper armor.
What?
Hyper armor makes it to where when you're swinging, you can't be interrupted. That's what hyper armor is. So when you're in the middle of an attack, someone can knock stab you out of it. The two-handed, the mauls, and the great swords have hyper armor on them. So So as long as
I have so many questions.
too, unless someone does something that like they catch you at the end of it or something, they're not gonna be able to.
She had actually done that a couple times. She caught me right at the end of it. Like, she did the fucking leaping jump forward with the axe and shit like that, and I didn't have time to roll because I was in the middle of an animation. But I basically handed her ass to her on a silver platter, and she was so pissed. And
She was mad at me too. Don't worry.
well, the funny thing was, is she was like saying death to you earlier that day because I had gotten fucking Thag's scythe when I ran the dungeon with fucking Zogar, and we had Lagatha and Kygar with us. Like, we just beat the only living hell out of him within seconds, and he dropped the fucking sight. So I was like, oh, hey, cool. Hey, Kara, look at this. I got this too, because I had gotten the mace by myself when I had gotten the fucking pristine Kari bow, and I gave it to her because she said she wanted one. And she was making jokes saying death to you and all this different shit, so it started the friendly fucking, banter of what was going on. But the problem was Savior had it to where for the standard thing, which was the hardened steel weapons, you had 2 chances to be completely kicked out of the running, and it made things take forever. Like, literally forever. It was ridiculous. Like, people were starting to complain about it. Because some people they either had the other match which was the Anything Goes match, or they were still waiting for their match, which was only for the Anything Goes match, which Zoe and I both signed up for the Anything Goes. And I still regret asking him to go into that because of what was already going on with him that day. Some personal shit was going on. I was having a bad day. And, I was gonna have it to where me, him, and Reba all signed up and we all fucking kicked ass. Because Reba's actually not that bad at fighting things. She says she is, but she's actually really not when she puts her mind to it. But Reba couldn't make it in time. She ended up making it for the Anything Goes matches, but by then, the thing was already going, so she couldn't have signed up for it anyway. But Zoe and I were there, and we were in basic vitality strength builds. And we went and did the Anything Goes, and somehow Jack wiped the floor with Zogar. And we realized, well, at least I realized, because Zoe got really fucking pissed off. Because we knew something was up. And there was a major lag issue, is one of the things that was a problem. And, Zoe even at one point said, hold up, I'm lagging. And Jack didn't stop, he just flat out killed him. When, they had stopped earlier before for people who were having problems. They stopped and restarted. Jack didn't. He just went off and fucking killed him. And then applauded himself on the win. So, I was kind of really pissed about it. That was right. And it should have been redone. But I noticed one of the problems that was there was a lot of the Sumerian braziers or not even just Sumerian, braziers in general, Savior had, between that, the giant scorpion queen he had sitting outside of it, which causes a lot of lag from the animations, the mammoths, and a few other fucking animals that they had from the Cabal fucking group that, they were all a part of, it was causing major rubber band lag issues. And whenever it was brought up, people just started making jokes about it. As if we were basically saying, you're just being a sore loser, and saying this was happening when you just got your ass kicked. And I'm sitting there going, no, that's not what's going on. Like, I went up against Kara and still killed her. But I had a lag issue right in the middle of the second round of the match, I think it was. If she got a good couple hits off me, she almost fucking killed me. But I was able to fucking roll out of the way right as she fucking, hit for the next hit, even though it rubber band right afterwards. And I watched her rubber band, so she knew there was a lag issue going on. But she didn't say anything. She just got pissy because I fucking cut her in half. So I ended up going up against Jack, and it caused a severe rubber band lag issue, enough to where I kept rubber banding back into him as he was going to hit me. So I got my ass handed to me out of nowhere. And I mentioned it too, and they made a giant joke saying that I was being a sore loser. Like, everybody, even Jack at first was saying that, but then he was like, if it really was a lag issue, let's just go up against each other again. I don't want to fucking win this way. I'm like, well, the problem with that is, if I go up against you again, it's still gonna fucking happen. So what's the point of going up against you again? I'll take the fucking loss. I don't give a shit. I'm just pissed because I fucking rubber band lagged. And I mentioned it to Kara, saying, dude, you can't have that many animals that have that many animations. It becomes a lag issue, and the braziers don't help either because there's a lot of flicker animation. And she said there was no problem with lag on her end, and that she didn't know what I was talking about. And I went, okay, so you're just gonna act as if everything is perfectly okay when I saw you rubber band lag yourself. Because there were a couple times where she lagged on her end, and I didn't get any lag. And that's how I was able to cut her in half. I felt bad about cutting her in half the first time the way I did, because I knew it was a lag issue. And there are a lot of fucking problems. Enough to where after getting to the end point here, after the jousting event, I didn't take anything down. What I did instead, which I don't think that would have helped anyway, was I summoned in the Red Mother, and I summoned in an undead dragon. And I let them have at it at my fucking village. At my animals that were out there, at my village, anything. I just let it go. Because Zogar and Reba had already left Gray's Lake. They, made sure there weren't any characters there and things like that. Well, at least on Reba's end, I think there weren't any characters there, because I had already showed her how to do that. I don't know about Zoe, but after that, I went and hit the recreate character thing, and I had honestly just fucking remade my character recently, because it was originally, my character's name was Valeria Stormchild. And I remade my character into Valeria Sag, so it would continue with the RP that we had going. As in, that actually happened in the game and all this different shit. And seeing as I had the admin power, I just put myself back at 60, because I wasn't gonna have to go through with fucking dealing with that all over again. And besides, I didn't really... Anytime I really did anything on that server was to decorate somebody's place because they asked me to do it. Which means I would use the admin panel, because I'm, for the most part, unless it was something that I didn't have DLC-wise, nobody had a problem with it. And I never really used the admin panel for anything else. And I find it funny that they say I was abusing my admin privileges when I'm not one to abuse admin powers. Because I'm not Allie. And I'm not Morgan, and I'm not JD. And so, I popped in 2 fucking dragons, let them have at it from my village, and hit the recreate character button and went back to the main menu. I wasn't gonna stay on the server. I had the chest that had all the fucking bronze that I'd had locked away to where they'd have to fucking break the chest to be able to get into it. The only way they could break the chest to get into it was if they would re-put the server on PvP mode, because I don't think there was any player structure damage on. Which, well, that's their own fault, because we found that one out when we went to do the RP server event for the funeral. I placed fucking little explosive jars all throughout that damn fucking boat that Wolf had made after I decorated the entire thing with all the fucking hops and shit like that. I went to throw an arrow at the goddamn thing and it didn't even blow up. So, that was absolute garbage. But it's, like I said, I blocked Wolf and Kara because I wasn't going to have questions asked of why I left all of a sudden. And I sat there and I contemplated not deleting the Discord. But I did it in the end anyway. Yes, PvP disabled. But I did it anyway in the end because they talked to Myth about implementing the RP rules and shit like that, and then didn't enforce them at all when it came to basically anybody. But it also ended up fucking up a lot of people's characters and what they were going to have done, because Jack was supposed to be a demigod but didn't know about it. He was supposed to be from Zoghar's Pantheon. And when they implemented the rules, I told Kara that. I was like, this was what he had planned for his character, and you guys basically just fucked him out of it. And when we did the wedding scene, we originally had it. We had a part where I don't know if he messaged Jack or not to figure out if he was still thing, and I messaged him personally. I was like, so what was with that? And he's like, it was supposed to be where, you know, Jack is, or he's hunting Jack or something like that, and Jack backed out, and I'm like, oh. Well, alright then. Whatever. So, I didn't want them being able to have a server. I also didn't know that if I were to leave the fucking server, if it would stay, like, if it would just transfer ownership to somebody else or something like that. I don't know how Discord works in that way. So, I didn't want to take any chances. And I just said fuck it and deleted the Discord. And then I found out a couple days later from, the chick that owns this. Why is it so dark? Where am I exactly? I don't even remember now. Oh god, fuck. Oh, that's right, I'm in Reva's house thing. Don't ask about this. This is Reva's first attempt at building. It's a work in progress. Why is the door still open? But who the fuck are you? Maybe. Yeah, I know when broadcast is gonna crash because the internet's absolute garbage right now. Anyway, seeing as my broadcast is probably gonna crash,
Oh, you vented for 2 hours.
yes, I vented for 2 hours and I explained everything that went on. For the most part, I think. I don't know if I missed anything. I probably missed something, but, you know. I wanted to explain to everybody why there's not going to be any more jousting tournaments streamed, like, on Saturdays or anything like that, because we don't have a jousting arena on this fucking server that we're on. I'd have to build the entire fucking thing. I have the jousting rules. I took those off my Discord and put them on my computer before I left or whatever. This way, in case, anybody wanted to do jousting on this server, I had the rules and I could tweak them to be more historically accurate. Which I would probably need help from my friend Zan for. But I don't know if there's going to be any really Conan videos coming up in the near future, unless, Zoe, you have an idea for something and you want to tell me about it. Ow! That hurt. No, that's that fucking spot on my knee that's been hurting for. Ow! Stop! Fucking poke me there, you dick face. I don't know if there's gonna be any real fucking Conan videos coming up for the time being, unless I do like a building video, which I don't know if I'm gonna do that unless I have So there with me, because he's more the master builder. I just decorate. But I am gonna try and start streaming some other games that I've got going on. Like, I'm gonna try and get back into streaming Ark. I don't have Genesis, but I have all the other maps now. I've got Brawlhalla, which I will gladly stream with Zogar if he wants to stream that again. I'm waiting. I've got that one. Fuck, what are the other games I have on my fucking PS4? I still have fucking Shadowbringers up there. I don't know why I still have Final Fantasy XIV. I think I haven't taken it off because of the simple fact that I'm terrified if I do, I'm gonna end up losing the only two characters I have on that damn game, and I really don't want to have to make Ulyssia again. But I've got a couple other games in my library I could probably re-download and do streams of and shit like that, but more than likely, if I start doing Ark again, I probably won't make a video for it until I have a good base set up, and then I'll probably start my breeding videos back up. But being on PS4, it's gonna take time to get the mutations and shit that I'm looking for, and I've got to fiddle around with the stats again because I don't remember what I have settings was. That's true, I do, oh wait, that's right, yeah, no, I'd have to start a new single player, if we were to do it in, like, the single player or whatever, cause I had it to where my character on there, I wanted to see what the animation for getting the bracelet off and, you know, going out through the cursed wall actually looked like, so I did it on the single player that I had with Reba. So my character on that is gone. I gotta remake the character. But Zoe, if you're down to fucking do a build video, we just gotta figure out what the hell we want to build, and then if we want to do it on a single player or another server, that could work too. I mean, if you want to still keep the server that you got for the single player, or if you want to remake, I don't know what the fuck you want to do. It's your fucking single player. Mine's a piece of crap. I tried, this is where I basically set up building the, what do you call it? The fucking melee arena of how I was gonna rebuild it and shit, and I did it all out of fucking insulated wood. It looks like shit. But I'm gonna try a few other videos. Though, if you and Myth are down, I can do a stream of Brawlhalla. A stream or two, get a fucking playlist for that shit going, because that one is actually a really fun game. I'm trying to think, what other games do we have that are multiplayer, babe, besides Overcooked? Because I don't have that on this one. I have to do a stream off of yours. And even then, we'd probably do it off your Twitch.
For, like, couch co-op, or multiplayer in general?
Multiplayer or couch co-op, I don't remember. Hey, if you want to. Okay, well, yeah, he's wanting to go to bed, so I'm gonna hop off here. Rhino, if you want me to, I can message you on Discord. Like I said, I don't think I actually blocked you on Discord. If I did, I gotta top that shit off, because, like I said before, I didn't want to ruin anything. Like, if you had a friendship still going with Kara or not, I don't know if anything was going on between the two of you. But I did like you as a friend, and I would like to keep you as a friend. I'm a very nice person. I know it sounds really weird saying that, but no, you were really fun to hang out with.
I know, my dude. I consider you a fucking friend too, so.
Yeah, it was just, I got rid of people that I knew were around Wolf and Kara a lot for the time being, unless they messaged me, which, like, I got a message from Khaleesi. Rhino's got a wife and kids. He's fine. But no.
Hero in the bathroom mirror 3 times and this thing will stop leaking.
God damn it, will you stop it with the Shapiro memes?
No, they're great.
I found out from one of the people in Aruna Vistani, she goes by her Derketo's Sin on Discord. I think her name in the server was Khaleesi or something like that. When I deleted the Discord, a few days later I got a message from her. I didn't block her as a friend because she was a really sweet girl. She didn't have a lot of time to spend on Conan and shit like that, but she joined Aruna Vistani because, you know, she had a small build that was nearby where Aruna Vistani was originally built and hadn't been able to upgrade it or anything like that, and Wolf had sent her a couple messages. I was like, dude, she's at the hospital with her daughter who's got cancer. Yeah, I never got a message, so I'm gonna guess I probably did the blockage, which I will immediately undo that. But, like, she joined Aruna Vistani, and when I deleted the Discord, she messaged me, on PS4. You know, I just got that friend request. I don't know if you sent one to me, tonight or not, but it popped up when, Myth and I were going to play Overcooked for a bit. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I wanna, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, he went out to go do dishes, and I popped into mine on his, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna add Rhino. I like Rhino too much. He's a nice guy. But, she messaged me asking if she had gotten kicked from the Discord. And I played it off as I didn't know what happened, because I didn't want to sound petty, because I really wasn't being petty. It was my fucking Discord. I could do whatever the hell I want with it. But I told her I left the server because of some bullshit that went down, and I had found out from another person that was originally on the server that I had joined another Discord that I had as catch-all for friends and shit. And are they really having a fucking problem with that bear again? Really gotta fix those spawn rates. But I found out from a friend that they had remade another Discord and, you know, had added some people back, but they forgot about Khaleesi. Because she messaged me saying I didn't get a message, I don't have a Grey's like Discord server or anything. And I'm sitting there going, okay, so one of two things happened. Either they haven't sent you a message yet? Oh god, what? Stop shaking! Shut the fuck up. But I told her basically one of two things happened. Either the basics was a new Discord was created and they hadn't sent you a message yet. Actually, where is she? I can just read the last one. Okay, if you check when you can, or when you get a chance and can get back in, because she said she hadn't tried to get back into the Conan server yet, because she hasn't been able to play because she's been in the hospital with her daughter. So if you get a chance and can get back in, that can mean one of two things. They forgot to add you, or they just added who they really wanted back and said fuck it to everybody else. And then I told her, honestly, I blocked Wolf. I did a miniature event and told her what was happening and what happened and how we ended up in the server that we're in now. she said basically, thank you for letting me know, and yeah, if that's the case, I don't really want to go back there anyway, because I don't need that kind of toxicity in my life going on right now with everything I've got going on, which I completely understood. Um, I wasn't, I wasn't gonna say anything against her doing that, honestly. She does not need that kind of shit in her life. Like I said, her daughter's got cancer, and that's, yeah, no. But Wolf was just gonna fucking kick her from the server before she joined Aruna Vistani, because she had been so inactive at that point, and I literally had to tell Wolf 3 different times, her daughter's got cancer. She's not gonna be able to be on very much. So, cut her some fucking slack. So, that shit bugged me too. See, told you I was gonna end up forgetting something, but I remembered it. But yeah, no, my internet's starting to fail, so I'm gonna hop off the stream. Rain wants to go to bed. Myth, whatever the fuck. He's wanting to go to bed. So, I'm gonna hop off. Zoe, I'll be on Discord for a bit. I gotta charge my phone. I gotta check on Pokemon Go, too. I gotta send you another fucking gift. Rhino, I'll double check on Discord, see if you're blocked, and if you are, I'll unblock you and send you a message so you got me back. But I'm on PS4 daily still. I spend most of my day either on Conan or Brawlhalla with, and in party chat with Zoe and Myth, so just pop me a message, and I will talk to you guys later. I will try and set up a stream probably for Brawlhalla next, because that's the game we've been playing the most, and so when I get a chance, I'll try and decorate. I still haven't finished the throne room or anything like that in the fucking Sumerian meeting hall, so I still gotta do that too. I just couldn't do it because I'm not gonna fucking show what the password for the admin panel is on this one. Should have done that before I started the stream, but I didn't think about it. But yeah, I'll try and set up a stream for a couple days from now, probably, or something like that. Whenever in the world anybody's available and wants to do a stream, as long as they remember to set their headset settings right, so they can be heard. Alright. I'm not gonna bother with the liking, commenting, or subscribing, because there's no point. It's just me venting. I'll talk to you guys later.